Hi, everybody, and welcome to Red Wings Rant, where tirades and impassioned pleas for your Detroit Red Wings finally have a home. I'm running solo right now. I'm almost certain Mike is on the way because he said he got home early today from work, and he was ready to go at 7:20. We mark this episode for 7:40, so hopefully he's locked in some room in his house, just kicking and punching at the door, saying, "Help, help, let me out, let me out. I need to get to Matt because he's recording Red Wings Rant right now, and he needs me." I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Could be wrong. I'm checking my phone to see the text. But Eddie Hoozles, how's everybody doing? It has been a while, and we've got a lot to talk about. Also, like at the same time, like very little. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of like, I wonder. Well, I'll hit this way. I do want to touch on the KHL stuff, right? So there's things to talk about for those of you that aren't familiar, and we'll get into that, and we'll share sort of some of the details, and of course, anything going on in the KHL could affect our boy Buchelnikov. I think I got Buchelnikov, right? Bush season. That's what we call it on Twitter, right? Even though I've not been posting on Twitter, I'm still watching, seeing some of the other stuff. And then the other thing that's been huge on Twitter is a topic Mike loves to talk about. So we'll get into Patrick Kane. Why not? But let me I'll ramble. You guys know I can ramble. Oh, I heard a beep. I think. Oh no. Uh-oh. His screen's not working. That might be why brother Mike's running a little late. The screen's not working. Mike, what's up?
Hey, buddy. Found my headphones, so we are good to go.
Right.
Unless you guys want to hear a little Matt reverb.
Camera not working?
No, I couldn't find my headphones so that we wouldn't hear you twice.
Oh,
It's okay.
Hey, there he is.
Is it working?
Yeah, I see you.
All right, cool.
What do you mean? You could hear me twice?
No, I didn't have headphones plugged in, so the audio would have been coming out of the computer.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, first bit of business. Chewy, well wishes, everyone.
Oh gosh.
Pour one out for Chewy. No, I'm sorry. That sounds awful. For those of you listening, Chewy is just he's in the hospital with pneumonia. I don't want to say just in the hospital. I'm handling this terribly. Chewy, we love you. He's in the hospital with pneumonia. Just
Get
keep
well
Chewy
soon,
in your
buddy.
thoughts, yo.
Yeah.
Blake, what's going on? Good to see you. Took me a second on GTSY. Performance Arts aboard. He was reminding me it's not Twitter, it's X. I'm almost proud of myself that I will never get it right.
I've been calling it Twitter X ever since they changed it.
Jared took two guesses here where Mike was. Mike finally went solo, or he was pooping. Mike?
Actually, it was poop. Whoever DraftKings on poop. You cleaned house tonight. That's probably not true. That was probably that was the overwhelming favorite, Matt. So I probably didn't win a lot of money. Yeah, it's like betting on the Kansas City Chiefs to win tomorrow.
Jared says, pour one out for the insurance bills.
Yeah, there we go.
Poor Chewy. So
Blake dropping some player names, but there's a different player whose last name starts with K-A that we might have to talk about today just to make Matt really happy and excited for Red Wing hockey.
I was teasing it. So I think we have big topics, and yeah, like I mentioned, Booch season could be sooner rather than later. And then like I said, Mike's favorite forward in the NHL to talk about bringing over. So we'll take a look at some of his analytics and decide whether it's worth it.
I'm very excited to do that.
Sure. No, I bet you are. I'm really excited to add these analytics to the conversation, if I may.
I have a lot of stories, Matt, and a lot of legal litigation that
What?
a certain somebody has managed to skate right by. Can't catch me. Yeah, once again, staying out of jail. Woo, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Patrick.
Yeah, who are you talking about?
I thought you were saying you had a story to tell us that you were skirting the law, and I was like, "Oh man, Tim, do tell." Now that
No,
is a story for the podcast.
I did get pulled over because someone thought I was drunk, but actually, I was quite sober. And
Nice.
I blew a .0002, and he's like, "Oh, that's very low. You can go home."
Did you have any drinks?
I had a beer, yeah,
Okay.
and then I had to balance on one foot, and I was like switching foots, like mantis style. It was pretty cool.
Oh, you were giving him shit.
Yeah, I was like,
Nice.
this is a waste of a pullover. Anyway, speaking of legal stuff, Matt, are we going to talk about potentially a new Red Wing here? Or did you
Let's
want?
get.
Did you have some business first for us?
We have some slides.
All right, we'll do the slides first before we have fun. Okay.
Um,
Who are these
the
guys
20...
who aren't going to make the team, man? Who you got?
Yeah, the 2023 prospect tournament roster was announced while we were gone. I think everything gets underway next week, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Some of the notables on this list: Nate Danielson, Carter Mazer. I can say Alexander Doucette, so I'll say that one. Cross Hannes, Amadeus Lombardi. Remember when we walked past Amadeus Lombardi at the draft and we were like a foot away from him, and I was like, "Oh my god, I could totally beat up Amadeus Lombardi. He's a little guy. he's a little tiny guy."
So you guys, we do appreciate when you leave good reviews for the show, but can you also leave comments so that Mrs. Matt will give him a hall pass to go to Traverse City and go to this tournament? Huh?
Woo!
Yeah. What did you guys to peer pressure Dr. Wife?
I did have a funny interaction
with your
earlier
wife?
Today with my wife where I was invited to a Tigers game this Tuesday, and I said, absolutely, just got to ask the wife. So I asked my wife, and her response was, "Didn't you tell him that I don't allow you to have friends?" And then she sent the gif of Louise from Bob's Burgers going, "Ha ha 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 ha," with the flames behind her. And I never got the, "Ha, just kidding," or, "Yeah, you can go." That's where the conversation ended, was with that gif. So my buddy is waiting to hear back.
He's still refreshing his Twitter X, and he's not getting any DMs back. Poor guy.
All right. Jared wanted to know, were you avoiding potholes to get pulled over?
No, I think it was just the time of day. It was like 11:30ish on a Saturday in Westland, Michigan, and it was a state trooper pulled me over.
Blake wants to know when we're doing the pool. I was actually just looking at our fantasy league. I think we'll get that started in a couple weeks, right? We kind of want to see who's going to get injured, right, before we start.
Yeah,
drafting.
I want to try and finagle it too. So if we actually get enough interest to do an in-person draft, it'd be pretty cool to do that just once.
Yeah, I think we should be able to set up like a Discord. That should be the start of our Discord, right? And, like, join the party. Okay, let's do that, guys. We want to do a Discord because I know it'll be tough for everyone to do one.
But the reason that I'm asking you guys to pressure Matt and his Dr. Wife is that this is a pretty stacked prospect roster. Oh my god. I just like you could have a season, Matt, where you would just be excited to see Nate Danielson. I mean, I know he's not excited to be a Red Wing, but we're excited to watch him play hockey because he looks like he's going to be pretty good at it. Not to mention Cross, Amadeus, Rock Me Amadeus, the glue of the team, Mr. Elmer Soderblom himself, and Marco Kasper. That feels a little bit like LeBron James playing in the G League. I don't know why he's even allowed to be on the prospect team, Matt. This has to be his first and only year doing that, right? Or going forward.
Yeah, you got to think so, because even I think was it Blake earlier that threw out putting Casper on the second line. I just want something fun like that to think about going into the regular season. Another fun one too, Misto getting a shot on the right side. We've always been weaker on the right side, so we got to get. Ow! Oh my God! Holy mother of F! I just kicked my chair. Oh man. William Wallander. Oh my God! It hurts so bad.
Based on that reaction, I thought that the tweet went out that we signed Patrick Kane, but equally as painful for Matt is a stubbed toe on his wooden desk over there.
I did the back of my ankle actually into it.
Oh, you're kicking back like a mule. Okay.
Yeah. You know how I am.
Shout out to Holmstrom. Yeah, shout out to Holmstrom. Matt breaking doing the mule kick.
You mean Franzen?
What did I say?
Franzen's the mule. Holmstrom.
Oh, I get my horses
one for
confused.
one. You can trade them in and out.
Speaking of horses, Kosa versus Bednar, Matt. Is this going to be a goalie battle? Or are we scared that it better be Kosa dominating?
Yes, I was just going to say it better not be a goalie battle. And Kosa did well enough last year, I thought, to like make this should be like his last prospect tournament too, if we're going to have that conversation. I think that's a fun thing to talk. Like if someone could tell me right now that this is the last prospect tournament, even for Nate Danielson, like that's the kind of thing I'd like to hear right now to get me more stoked. Not for the upcoming season, but just for like, the timetable kind of thing.
No, you know what? You bring up an interesting point. Wouldn't it be nice if this is the last time we gave a shit about the prospect tournament?
What was that?
Wouldn't it be nice if this is the last time we gave a shit about the prospect tournament? Like, no, I actually want these guys to all, like, not all of them, the good ones, making the team and not having to feel like I have to be glued to this because I'm not confident in the main roster. That'd be nice. It was like that WWE spell where we were glued to NXT when the regular product wasn't that good. So
yeah, that's a wonderful comparison, and now you can live without it. I like Gray Ford. Why isn't I think it's Augustine on the goalie invite, and Blake Danby thrown out there. College guys not eligible. I love you guys are so great, taking care of the deets in the comments. Thank you, boys. But overall, yeah, you nailed it, Mike. Now Jared throws out there to get me to Traverse City. I figure I got to role play this line with you guys now to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Babe. Yeah. My wife sounds like Squidward. She doesn't. She could probably hear me saying this right now.
Matt,
it's a no
voice.
now.
You're doing this voice with a doctor wife who has a stethoscope at the door right now. I would not be doing that voice.
She's taking my temperature as punishment later, or as a reward. I don't know. I haven't had my temperature taken that way, but okay. Let me get
for a real
back to the
treat,
character.
Man. Here we go. Yeah,
babe. You know how you are going on vacation the second time in these next couple of weeks?
There you go. Bring some receipts to the table. Good.
Do you think it'd be okay if maybe Mike and I went to the prospect tournament up in Traverse City?
Throwing a compliment.
Because you're the most beautiful woman in the world.
Great.
And
you're a great sex of her life.
And you're a great mother, and you will be able to take care of the kids all by yourself.
Oh boy, this is never gonna happen. Oh my God.
And I didn't even try Jared's line. The guys on the internet said I could go. Should it be could or should?
They said I had to go.
I had to go. I should do it like is it Roy Kent?
Jared
I just feel like
when he said oof. Yeah, he's never going, Jared. I guess if you guys want to meet me out there, I'm going
Kendall
out.
Roy. Yeah. Kendall Roy, right? On the last episode. I just feel like if I can't do this, I'm gonna die. Right? No? Was that bad? The look on your face.
I am the youngest boy. Whenever I try to do
an impression, the looks on your face of horror when I'm done.
Well, I'm glad that you introduced who you're doing an impression of, because otherwise I'd have no idea. All right, this is
Really?
Kendall
That was
Roy
that bad?
from the HBO original Succession.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I
how
have no
about
idea
all
what
right?
it's
So we're in Traverse City, and I get a picture of my son, and I tear up, and I look at you, Mike, and I go, "I have abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy." No, okay, I'm done. I
What's
promise
that
I'm
from?
done.
Spider-Man 3? What is that?
That's from
I know what it's
There
supposed
Will
to be
Blood.
from, but then you turned into Pee Wee Herman in
I
the
giggled.
second half.
Yeah, I know. I giggled through the whole thing.
I abandoned my boy. This Matt's riding a bicycle down the Traverse City lane. Anyway, we have slides here. We got to get some big stuff.
Yeah.
No more
Jamal
improv.
Spencer from Jamal Spencer TV says Steve Yzerman of Mike of the Detroit Red Wings. I'm sorry.
Oh, is this
Detroit.
Is this a new prospect? Simon Edvinsson?
He's Evsum. He hasn't
really,
effed them all. He's
you know when you're in a rush to get out a really good tweet, you just don't even have time for checking typos.
He's got to pay for that the blue X mark or whatever. Simon Edvinsson has been skating in Detroit. Likely won't be ready for the start of training camp, but he believes he'll be ready for the season opener. All right. I mean, there's things we can dig out of that, right?
Yeah, a lot to really chew on there.
Okay, here's the argument for a crazy person. Crazy person reads this and says, why would Steve say season opener if he's just going to go to Grand Rapids? Jamal Spencer said Detroit Red Wings defenseman Simon Edvinsson.
Now, wait a minute. Jared here is throwing me under the bus, reminding us how I said Albert Johansson Albertson. Now, that is totally different. That is pronunciation. This is spelling. Spelling I can do.
You know what that was, Jared? That was efficiency. That was Mike was just saying names as fast as he could. Albertson.
Yeah. This was getting a Twitter X out as quickly as possible.
You get some names right. So you win some and you Edvin some.
Yeah. Roby Fabry. Love him.
Sometimes you win some, sometimes you Edvin some. Anyway,
that suck.
I do think this is telling. Steve has at least hinted like Simon has to win the job, but we've taken a look at the depth chart. That's not hard. Come on, what are we doing?
No, I mean we've talked about this, a couple times.
Say my favorite.
Say it.
Ad nauseum.
No, I mean he's going to be waiting for injuries before he's on the roster. There's no way he's starting in the top 6.
Sorry, Jared's giving me a giggle fit. Dylan Larkin is officially Darkland. That reminds me of Darkwing Duck.
I just like the idea of playing Boggle with all the Red Wing names.
Blake, throw it in some chirps. How do you guys not have more viewers? Way funnier and entertaining than Ryan and his boys and other pids. That's any podcast that tries to go toe-to-toe with Red Wings Rant. Mike, it's a pid. It's a pidcast. High five. Love you, Blake. You're the man. I love that. From now on, I want all of us as the Red Wings Rant community to refer to all other Red Wings podcasts as pids.
They're piddly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. I love that as an insult. What are we talking about? Okay, so we only made jokes out of this, but I'm honestly reading probably way too much into that, but I think this is one we can take to heart. I'm actually excited by Jamal Spencer's Edvinsson tweet, unless somebody's already confirmed that this guy has never met Steve Yzerman.
So far, top 3 comment of the show after Jared calling me out and making up Darkland was Dan B saying, and that's the last bit of information Yzerman gives us all year. Yeah. But yeah, Craig, right on the nose. Bing. They want to make sure that Simon Edvinsson is fully healed before they start stitching that jersey together.
I've been looking at the injury list. I'm not seeing an Edvinsson.
Oh, just keep looking. It's they did it in
Oh, did they spell it correctly?
alphabetical order. Yeah, so you got to keep looking.
There's somebody close. Yeah. Anyhoozles. So I mean, this is to the effect of how much news there is right now. Okay, Mike, I did want to ask you this. This is, you don't have to worry about the tweet. This is Colton Pouncey from The Athletic talking about how the Lions are ready to contend.
Yeah.
And I guess like the quick discussion here is it could be quick. As a Red Wings fan, we kind of want to tackle this idea, right? I don't necessarily want to do like Brad Holmes versus Steve Yzerman because it's you know, apples and oranges, right? Like the way you build a football team and a hockey team is way different. But I went back and listened to our first episode, Mike, and we tried to tackle this topic of who was going to win. Or no, we said who was going to make it to the playoffs first. And we picked the Wingdings.
Oops. Yeah, screwed the boots on that one. No, I mean, I know this is a kind of a fun question, right? Because the Lions might be on the cusp of something, you know, like a competitive team. But it's a lot easier to turn around a football team because you only got to be good one season for like 10 games. Where hockey, you got to, you know, figure out some way to have guys, you know, develop for 3 to 4 seasons before they start to turn into something where, you know, football rookies can, you know, make an impact a lot quicker. It's like you said, wildly different pieces of fruit. So yeah. I with that said, I will still say I'm surprised that the Lions have made it before the Red Wings. Is maybe that's something to explore. Did you think that the Yzerman flip would be a quicker process?
I guess I didn't think that we'd be talking about like I'd be reading through the hockey news this year and seeing that we were going to finish 7th in the division.
Yeah, was that, which publication was that? Was that
that was the Hockey News.
Hockey News. Okay.
Now to sort of put an asterisk on that, the Hockey News also picked Boston, I think, to win the division, so they weren't aware of all the retirements, I guess. So yeah, there's a few missteps with the Hockey News, but it is one of those things where you kind of hoped that, you know, whoever the goofus is that watches a couple of hockey games a year and writes for the Hockey News wouldn't look at the Red Wings and say 7th. Absolutely. You kind of, you know, hope for something a little bit better than that. And we're kind of dinking and dunking here, nickel and diamond. And somebody was kind of talking about too. I've been listening to some of the Detroit Lions podcasts to get caught up for this year because I don't know who the heck's on this team except for like the top, you know, 3 guys.
I know we don't have a Hard Knocks this season.
I know. Plus, I've just been bad with football. I've only been watching hockey these last couple of years.
Madden has been unplayable, so I just haven't gotten back in to learn the whole 53-man roster. Yeah.
Oh, real quick. Can you I guess I'm going to lead the witness here, but take a guess for me how many hours I put into NHL 23 this year. I officially retired the game.
200.
More.
400.
Okay, you're right on the button. Okay, yeah, 400. Wow. 400 hours, Mike.
Incredible, man.
I'm not necessarily proud of that, but it's definitely like last year I got like 181 total hours of video games.
I like the idea of you giving the answer and Jared just keeps guessing.
800. 1200.
Because he's not telling the truth. Like there's still another couple hundred he's not telling us about, Jared. The 400 is what he's willing to confess.
I went through the full franchise mode a second time. That's why I retired NHL 23. So I went through 25 seasons twice.
And when you didn't win the cup, did you pull the Yzerman? Well, we're still, you know, building something over here. We're just trying to ice a team for a couple seasons.
That's why, you know what? That's why that game was so addicting. Was the off season was a lot more fun. Like you could rebuild like on the fly, no problem. Trade your top couple of guys for the first pick, and then the first pick was like a 90 in 2 seasons, and boom, you're off to the races. It was fun. Blake, just laugh my ass off. What the fuck, man? I have a problem, clearly.
Yeah.
And now I can't stop playing the golf game. Now that I retired NHL 23, I've been playing 2K23
you should
golf.
get pretty good at that. You know, that's the ultimate Iserman experience because you get to golf during the playoffs. But yeah, let's move on from the Lions. We did have a couple actual Red Wing slides here. Here we go.
National broadcast schedule. We're not last. You know who has 0 games this year? It's probably because they're in Canada. Ottawa.
No kidding.
Yeah, suck it, Ottawa.
So there's more national broadcast games for like the Coyotes?
No, I think the Coyotes are also at 0.
Oh, well.
I think the last thing they want is to have the Coyotes on television. But let's go over this a little bit more right after I read this. Can you believe we've had 7 months without an NFL game? Crazy, right? Well, good thing that's over. The NFL is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And they're giving you a can't-miss offer this week. This week, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of the 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app and see what you get. I almost said call to action. Download now and use promo code THPN to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code THPN. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. CC DKNG.com/football for eligibility terms and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Matt,
how'd you like that?
I gotta say, that was like watching Santa and his elves making Christmas presents. If you've ever wondered how the magic is made, that was it right there. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad I could give that to
Matt,
you.
Unblinking for 90 seconds. Speed reads through very personalized ad copy. I like it.
Yeah, did you like how I made that my own?
Yeah, awesome, Matt.
Jared, this is comical to watch.
Matt, you know, these games that they chose, I was thinking about it, Jared. I'm like, if I do that, then he's gonna have to do it again. Just let him make fun of him right after. Don't do it during.
You should have texted me and see if you could trip me up like Ron Burgundy. Just start texting me more copy to start reading.
I'm
Ron
Matt, of
Burgundy.
these teams, how do you feel about this? Because we get to see Devils, Buffalo.
Yep.
2 Carolinas. I don't know. That's like watching them still doesn't wet my noodle, so to speak.
I'm picking Carolina again to win the cup.
I don't know. I just don't. I can't get it up for them.
It's got to happen eventually.
I would still rather watch like the Kraken, and it's almost like with the NFL, right? Where you're like, oh, an opportunity where we're playing against Tom Brady. Like, I'd still rather watch Red Wings Capitals or Red Wings Pittsburgh.
Well, I will say this. This is a lot of ESPN games, and I hate the ESPN broadcast, so that sucks.
Is it also a little surprising that we don't have one Blackhawk game on here?
I think they want to feature Connor Bedard against, it's probably like Pittsburgh and Edmonton all season.
Yeah. Yeah. I just
Probably
thought it'd
play
be
in New
cool to get
Jersey.
Blackhawk alumni versus, the young Blackhawks.
Yeah. And isn't Athanasiou still on the Blackhawks too? Did he one up?
Oh, the old turncoat himself?
Yeah.
I think he's still
All right.
there.
I will say for these national broadcast games, the Buffalo games are the ones I'm circling right now. And
I
I
love
think
watching
it is a
Ranger games
miss.
too.
What was that?
I do love watching the Rangers. We could almost conceivably go to that one on the 29th. Just throwing that out there.
Ooh, that's not a terrible idea. Actually, I like that a lot. Maybe we could do a full Red Wings Rant meetup. Everybody meet us in New York. We're going to MSG, baby.
Dun,
Woo!
dun, 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 dun.
Blake, what sucks is that Toronto got way better. Crimson throws out there. It's going to be interesting to see defensive pairings this season, especially Crimson. If our tweet about Simon Edvinsson comes to fruition. If you missed it, Crimson, there's a guy who misspelled Edvinsson earlier in the show. But yeah, those are my top games are Buffalo. I am picking Carolina to win the cup, so I don't mind seeing them. And I think you're right with New Jersey too on October 12th. The game so here's the bottom of the barrel. I think it's going to be December 12th at St. Louis on ESPN. Not only do we have to watch an ESPN broadcast, but I think that's going to be one of the worst games of the season. I am not looking forward to a game with St. Louis.
Well,
hopefully Verona doesn't tear us apart.
They should. You know what they should do is a very special broadcast. Where they like putting cameras in new places, and the two rosters have so much shuffling between the two. They should just share one locker room, and then just see which jersey they come to the ice. Like it's a surprise grab bag. Oh, I'm a Blue tonight. Oh man, I'm a Red Wing. Cool. We'll really mix it up.
What's the over/under on players moved on December 11th?
From St. Louis to Detroit, and then Detroit to St. Louis, vice versa.
Yeah.
Give me 6.
I was gonna say 6. All right, I'll go. I'll be safe. I'll go over. I'm gonna go safe on this one. Definitely over 6 then.
Well, I'm actually most excited for Rangers and New Jersey. What can I say? I want us to defeat the big towns.
Colors are going to look nice. I love watching the Wings versus the Rangers. Same against Montreal. I mean, I guess all the original 6. Oh, wait, no. Except for the Blackhawks.
Crimson, one thing. I know Austin Matthews is off the table, but I do want to see, as many. Like, I'm going to be glued to every Red Wing Toronto broadcast to see if Larkin can convince some of those guys to come our way in the offseason.
I mean, they made their choice, right? Like, people are talking like, oh, yeah, so now they just sign Nylander, and then they try to figure it out from there. I think they made their choice. I think they're going to try and find a cheaper option to fit their middle 6. Nylander will not be a part of that because he's going to want an upgrade, and I don't know if you can spend $40 million in your top 6.
Well,
can you?
I mean, you didn't they almost? JJ McCarthy's bringing up the point I want to get to. But
well, on 4 guys, you're right. You nailed it. They did on all of the top 6, yes. Yeah. But 4 guys, I don't think you can spend.
All right, let's move on.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
I absolve you.
Joe Veleno signed.
Huge.
That's done. Oh. All right.
Can I just go back to that one real quick?
Yeah. Let me
for Uncle Joe.
I can't get the goddamn mouse to work. Yeah, just start talking about it. I'll figure out this goddamn mouse.
Are you? I guess I just had a quick question. Were you surprised that it was only a 1-year deal, and that this isn't a guy that they want to lock up for, like that Red Wings special, the Red Wings Denny's breakfast special, like a 3-year deal?
No. Not at all. Like I think this is great for both sides. Because I wasn't going to be actually shocked if this didn't happen. Is that okay?
No, I mean, 1 year is it's not like a earth shattering abnormality. I thought that the Red Wings are kind of enamored of this guy. I don't get it. I mean, he's fine. No, just he kind of smells like a guy who would give a 2 or 3 year deal to. Like we're more excited to give that kind of offer to a Fabry than like an Uncle Joe. But
Yeah, I don't know. I think it still works for both sides. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about his contract going way up next year. So you know what I mean? I kind of like Dan B here. I think he might be with me. Joe Valeno sign that takes care of that. Yeah, like I totally agree. I think that's the extent of this. But I do think we have a much more interesting topic to jump into. Can we go through this?
Yeah.
All right. Sisman Zemberg tweeted out an interesting story developing. Ivan Fedotov, who has a valid contract with the NHL Flyers, is, as we speak, playing in a CSKA Moscow season opener. This means that it is the first time that an IIHF affiliated federation, league, and club defied the IIHF sanction. The IIHF sanctioned Fedotov on August 14th and imposed a 1-year ban on international player transfers on CSKA Moscow. The aim of the sanction is to force the CSKA to release him and return him to the Flyers. Basically, Mike, what I found out is that the agreement with the IIHF and the Russian leagues dissolved when Russia invaded Ukraine. And what they had been doing to this point is just sort of like a gentleman's handshake. Yes, this is the agreement we had before, but we don't have anything in ink now, but we understand each other. And this is the first time that let's just say, in the relationship between the IIHF, the NHL, and what's going on here with CSKA Moscow, they just said, screw it. And the KHL is at this first, I don't know, cast of a stone. What's the better phrase for that? But they're making the first move. This is the first chess move, Mike, that could bring our boy Dmitry Buchelnikov over, because basically, I'm going to try not to say this too loud because of the kids, but it could just turn into fuck it. So it's just a free for all. If the guys want to come over to the U.S., apparently there's no agreement now. If you have a contract with Russia, you can come on over, because that's how Russia's treating it with the Russian players that have a contract in the U.S. So they're just saying, nope, I don't care anymore. This is my player. So why not go over there and steal us a Dmitry Buchelnikov and get the ball rolling on that mofo? Right? I think that's where we're at. And we don't have a solution here. We don't have, like, what's the resolution with this issue? It's still up in the air. They're still trying to figure this out. What the hell's going on? I mean, this is drama, right? And I'm talking about like best case scenario for the Red Wings management and for Red Wings fans, really. And it'll probably get settled and it'll be really boring. But wouldn't it be so badass if this was like Fedotov just they refused to let Fedotov come over to the Flyers, and now that kind of just gave, I don't know, open the gate for all NHL teams to just run over and pull a Fedorov, pull a Malkin, get your player over to the States and get her going.
Yeah,
oh yeah, Dan B right there with us. Things have reverted to the old USSR days. Got to sneak them out. I think this might be good.
I mean, I could see how it could be kind of a thrilling adventure, trying to, pluck these guys and, maybe, not for lack of a better term, rescue them from Mother Russia. But we also know that Putin is kind of a crazy fuck. and I don't know how jealous and possessive he might be of possessions that have Russian roots, and if he's going to start threatening these guys, whether or not they're allowed to even leave his country. I've just heard enough crazy stories about him trying to assassinate people, and kind of be that shadowy figure with the power threats. I don't envy talented Russian hockey players at this moment.
Yeah, if you guys aren't aware either, Matvey Michkov has been a healthy scratch, and there's some players that are playing above him that people who watch way more than I do have commented and said they have no business playing over Matvey Michkov. Like, there's something going on here. There's politics getting mixed in, and like Dan B threw out there, sadly, Sergei's caught in the middle of all this stuff too. And Mike, you made the best comment. Let's as excited as I might be to think about the benefits for the Detroit Red Wings, there are some human beings and families with these humans that are in Russia. So we
JJ
know, like,
McCarthy
we've seen some crazy
kind of
shit
tongue
go
in
down.
cheek saying get the CIA to extract him. I don't know. I don't know if the CIA takes requests, like a DJ, but it's almost, Matt, to me, it's not that wild to think that it would take that kind of effort to get one of these guys out of there.
Mike, are you willing to start World War III to bring Dmitry over to Detroit?
I mean, we haven't been to the playoffs in like forever, so yeah, anything we got to do,
right.
man. Yeah.
All right. No, I mean, to like see the movies made later with like Steve Yzerman.
Well, it's like, we're all about player safety. But what about getting them out of Russia? Oh,
couldn't be more safe than getting you out of Russia. I just think this is so super intriguing. I think everyone should be keeping an eye on this. Any article you can find with updates. Read through it, man. It's crazy. This is going to be a book.
And find some stories about this too. There's got to be something in the Times.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep an eye out for that too.
Yeah, Ivan Fedotov is where this is all starting. So just keep an eye out for Ivan, and we'll see what happens. Resolution is going to be fun.
God dang it, man!
What?
I happened to skip ahead to the next slide. That's what, Matt.
Oh. All right. So the other thing everybody's talking about online is, I think I spelled that right. Bringing over stupid.
The first
right
time
wing.
he scores a deep goal, and he's like, "I learned that one from Pavel." You're gonna be like, "Hey, Red Wings Rant, should I get the red jersey or the white jersey for Kane?"
I could guarantee you right now I won't be doing that. I promise.
Me and Pavel text all the time. Oh, we should get him on the show.
You know what? If you're gonna bring up Patrick Kane, you keep Pavel Datsyuk out of your goddamn mouth.
I mean, they're the same player.
You mother.
Pavel Datsyuk, Patrick Kane. I mean, pretty much. Man, how much of this did you doctor? How is this projected WAR 4%?
To be completely honest, I was howling when I first pulled this up. I was kind of like, maybe I should double check. Just like right now, I was like, maybe I'll crunch the numbers one more time with Jay Fresh here. Let me call up Jay Fresh real quick.
So it'd be more productive to have Sherratt on the wing.
I think Kane would actually still be an upgrade over Sherratt, but I get what you're saying. All right, crunching the numbers. Crunch, 4% projected WAR from Jay Fresh. Jay Fresh, thank you so much for providing this for us and letting me customize the name on there.
Is there an entirely different slide for smart Patrick Kane? Playing alongside Dylan Larkin and DeBrincat Patrick Kane?
I mean, look, the finishing is there. It's at 71%, right? Goals per 60, 64%. You're looking at a guy who's hurt and who clearly didn't need to be like, there was no motivation there, right? Last season, it was let's suck as hard as we can. Let's just suck eggs and get out of here. And hopefully in Patrick Kane's mind, I get traded to a playoff team, right? So Yeah, look, is this the most accurate number for Patrick Kane? If you put him on a good, well, I guess we'd still got to see an injured Patrick Kane on the Rangers. But if he gets healthy, does this number improve? Yes. How healthy can he get at his advanced, needs to walk around the ice age? I don't know. But Mike, what we can talk about is how terrible these numbers look. How not good of a, how much of a James Reimer Patrick Kane is to me. And how badly I don't want to have two little buttholes. That sounds weird. I don't.
Yeah, how many?
I don't want.
You have
I'm trying
two
to
big
clean it up a
buttholes.
little
How many
bit.
buttholes do you have, Matt?
I don't want two little buttholes. Just the one. I'm trying to clean it up because I know I'm swearing and I know the kids can hear me. All right. I'm just gonna go with it. I don't want two buttholes on my team, and that would be a second butthole, Mike. And honestly, with all the question marks we've been throwing at some of the decision making recently,
can we just say last season was awful for him? For his standards, right? What was it, 57 points in 73 games? Man, he's one season removed from 92 points in 78 games. I'm just saying, if we had that kind of production with DeBrincat, it'd be pretty nice. Be a lot of pepper and goals in.
Dan B, the only good thing about Kane possibly signing here is how much the Hawks fans will hate it.
That's not the only thing, Dan.
I
think that if he's motivated, healthy, playing with his best friend in the whole world and Dylan Larkin. And listen, we're not asking him to necessarily be, the greatest player of all time. We've seen some of the jabronis who come in on the wing. Hey, here comes Fabry. Oh, he's hurt again. We're just looking for that ice time to be filled with somebody who's got some chemistry and some goal scoring ability. Because God damn it, I'm so tired of negative goal differential. You're in, you're out. 1 year. Can we just have a positive in that statistic?
I mean, you're a positive goal differential. Now we're talking playoffs. You don't really get a positive goal differential and miss the playoffs. So if you want to talk positive goal differential,
Jared on a roll yet again, saying Matt has a conehead butt. Confirmed. That's a really obscure reference. I hope a lot of you enjoy it as much as I did. Thank you, Jared. And Blake with a late bid for comment of the show. PP points. Yum, yum, yum. Of course, I know you meant power play points, but I'm 6 years old, Blake.
I don't want to do it.
Honestly, is it just me who? Okay, the only reason we're bringing this up is there's smoke,
and there's
Kane smoke. The Red Wings have cap space. It'd be a 1 year commitment. It wouldn't be a 4-year deal. And we've seen how good he could be with DeBrincat. This team needs goal scoring. Now it's like, all right, let's see the Red Wings goal scorers. All right, we got DeBrincat.
Patrick Kane, DeBrincat, Larkin, Sider, and
Sider.
Ghost.
I wouldn't call Sider a goal scorer. Come on.
How about, can we put him on the power play, man? He looks great. He's not a goal scorer. Crimson, I'm down for Phil Kessel. See, now, Phil Kessel, oh my God. 10 every day.
The other PK. No.
I'm all in. Crimson, high five, man. 1,000 high fives. I'm all in on Phil Kessel. Give me Phil Kessel all day long.
Dan B, going in the Wayback Machine. I remember when they got Chelios. I never dreamed I could embrace him. So perhaps there's a chance. Matt, that's very true. You went to Charlie's Chili Bar no less than 4 million times. You love that stupid place. Oh, maybe Chris will be there today. Hi, Chelios.
How many times do you think we saw him?
Okay, so Matt played his NHL video game 400 hours. He roughly went to Charlie's Chili Bar once for every hour of video games played. In the hope that he could see one of his beloved Red Wings.
Is that totally closed now?
Yeah, it's not open.
Definitely the one in Dearborn. I remember seeing that one get torn.
We saw Datsuk in there one time. Remember that?
No, I don't.
There's
What was he doing?
the whole team was in there in the banquet hall, and then they closed the door, and we weren't allowed to say hi.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Yeah,
He's my hero.
Um,
Jared throwing out there Kessel just to get a pic of him eating a coney, of course. I'm all day long. Oh man, I'll overpay for Kessel. Bring him in. Hell yes. I don't even want to trade him.
Are you guys on the side
Kessel.
of Matt? Maybe that's fine if you are. I was just curious because he's one season removed for being the Red Wings' best point scorer by plus 12.
Oh, Patrick Kane?
Yeah. Like let him get healthy, let him be motivated, let him play with his best friend. That works wonders for a player.
Can't we do anything to isn't there a line we're no, as a team our culture doesn't allow us to bring in a Patrick Kane?
I mean, all his stuff is allegedly, he wasn't convicted. If that's
Convicted?
is that really the line you're drawing? Is allegations? Is
Why
that
can't it be?
Is that the real reason?
Why do you say that like it's that's where you draw the line? Wimp.
Yeah, he's just accused. He was never convicted.
Look, it's enough for me. Okay.
Accusation, Matt. I confuse you, or I could.
I
accuse you.
I'm done.
I accuse you of not hearing the whole story. Taxi drivers against Kane. That's fine. We don't even have cabbies anymore. It's all Uber. It's all over. It's good. He's married now. No more weird ladies accusations. All that's done now. But I think that the chat has digressed into watching and documenting Phil Kessel eat as many Detroit-themed foods as possible.
Fat ass Phil Kessel.
Jeez. Friend of the show. Oh my god.
I will guarantee we get Phil Kessel on the show if he becomes a Red Wing. I will do everything in my power. And we're going to do a hot dog eating contest.
We will cash in every single favor we've ever accumulated. Matt, I have to know. It's what would it take for Patrick Kane to win you over? Would it take? Would a playoff?
Are you talking about
would a playoff appearance this year do it?
No.
I'm not saying he plays, 40 games and he scores 10 goals. He plays 75 games. He scores 30-ish goals.
I want his rights, and I want him to be scratched every game, and then we just trade him at the trade deadline for a first-round pick. Then I'm on board. And I need to know that's going to happen.
Wow. Well, Matt, there'll always be a spot for you at the championship parade, and that little void it'll be there. And when Patrick's looking out, off the Red Wing float, and he sees that void, he'll forgive you because he's a bigger man.
That's good to know. I have reasonable doubt.
Matt's done a lot of investigating on this. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
is it that
made my points on Patrick Kane.
Is it that extreme, or is this a bit for the show? There's no bringing you back on Patrick Kane.
I mean, I don't know what it's hard for me to talk about this because I can't tell if you're doing a bit, and I feel like if I start talking about Patrick Kane, it's just going to turn into a lecture, and I don't think anybody wants to hear that. Just it's the R word, Okay, do we really we're cool with that?
We're not cool with that, but we are cool with if accusations are allayed and investigated and cleared,
It's just cleared because of reasonable doubt. You're innocent until proven guilty. So they just couldn't prove it. I don't need that in my life.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's not enough for me. I'm good if I never see Patrick Kane in a Detroit Red Wings uniform. Stupid Patrick Kane. And what do you get? Like, come on, you got a guy who's hurt. What are you bringing aboard here? Like, I wanted to bring this conversation.
It's a low risk, high reward move. Especially because he can't possibly be asking for like 8 or 9 mil. If he's asking for like $4 million to maybe be like our top scorer, yeah, I'll run the roll the dice on that one. Crimson Shadow saying I'm fine with Kane if he's on the third line. I'm telling you, he's only a year away from being incredibly productive.
Jared says 1 year, 1 mil. You guys are all monsters.
I mean, if
Blake wants his PP points.
Yeah.
Look, if it happens,
nobody's
calling
him a saint. I'm just saying, the investigation went through and he's at where he's at. I can't just say a guy got accused, then he's guilty. So that's not really fair for him. That's not how the legal system works. So he's out. I don't condone what might have been. I don't condone what might. Nobody in this show condones what might have been, but we're based on the way the legal system went, he's free of charges, and he can be a pretty productive hockey player.
I think we just have a difference of opinion here that we won't settle, and I don't know. I've seen Steve Yzerman sign a guy like James Reimer here, so I guess there's no line he won't cross at this point. So Patrick Kane, James Reimer, come on down.
Some very flattering contract offers from JJ McCarthy, offering a whopping 4 years, $1 million. I don't even think that's a legal contract, JJ. I think the Players Union would be very upset if he signed that. And then Kane will be great to have when Fabry's legs explode again like a North Korean missile.
Woo! Jared, brutal.
Yeah.
It's true, though. That's what JJ comes back with.
It's true.
JJ Pew Suter went to Vancouver. Did we talk about Proby? Who brought up Proby?
Oh, number 24?
Oh.
No, did we you had I think you had one or two more slides for us, right?
No, that's it. Those are old slides.
Okay.
We're all done.
Well,
all right. So I guess everybody's in agreement except for Matt. So I'm the good person here. I would like to not sign Patrick Kane, but I'm outnumbered. So I guess we'll see what happens.
The rest of us gave the legal system a chance. But Matt says you are guilty because
I forgot. The perfect legal system that represents our country. Yes, it works fantastic every time.
It's batting 1,000 as far as I can tell. Matt,
sure.
The glove.
Did you get that the Norm Macdonald meme of him talking about every war?
No, I'm reading
turns
Jared
out. What is that?
Jared saying, "There's your argument, man. Tell your wife you're a good person, then you can go to training camp."
Well, I wanted to. The finish to that joke was Norm saying, "What a wild coincidence that the good guys always win wars, huh? Because they win the war and then they."
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Like, Patrick Kane's a good guy, and he won the court case. So there you go. See, another example of the good guys winning the war.
Oh, for sure. Perfect judicial system in the United States. I learned that today. Guys, you can always learn a new thing. So I learned a new thing.
Was this
Judicial system's perfect.
an episode of Bluey you were watching that Bingo had to do jury duty or something, Matt?
What? What do you mean? No, it's you telling me. Did that go over your head? You telling me that it's perfect. That's where I learned it was perfect.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I'm sure that if Bluey,
we can roll the tapes.
I 100%.
Let me get a video of you saying that you killed the president. We didn't kill the president. Oh, I wasn't recording.
Say it again. I guarantee if Bluey made an episode about the courts, it would tell the story about
Matt
how
is more angry. We could
the
sign
evidence
O.J.
doesn't
Simpson.
always tell everything.
We could sign O.J. Simpson to be on the first line. Matt would be happier about that than Patrick Kane.
What? Sure. Okay.
Matt, pull up the J Fresh for OJ on the first line.
All right, one sec.
Crimson Shaw I'm just tagging Crimson Shadow's joke where he said, "Good God, you're acting like the Cleveland Browns signed Deshaun Watson." Oh no! Blake, is this true? Did you know that 64 NASA employees were caught with kiddie porn and all the charges were dropped? Jesus.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus.
All right, O.J. Simpson.
Are you putting together an O.J. J Fresh? Man,
see what happens. Right.
He's probably got a little power, right? He'd be okay on the penalty kill. I mean, Matt's favorite player is, Mr. Lady Bang himself, so I get it. Oh, just not available. See, he could still be good.
Yeah, I'd say this works out. I'd go with OJ over Patrick Kane. It's my hot take.
not available is better than what was his WAR? Was it 1?
4%. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't think of a single murderer's name. I can't. Maybe that's good. I don't know. Well, okay, let's wrap up. Now we're just being silly. Everybody wants to go home. All right, Mike, this was fun. I'm glad we could get back together. Yeah. Hopefully I'll make it to Traverse City next week.
You guys, you're gonna be really impressed when Matt blows a blood vessel in his forehead when we do sign Patrick Kane. I don't know what our show's going to be like. It's going to be like watching a John Moxley wrestling match. It's going to be pretty cool.
You know what? That's exactly what it's going to be like because I almost nothing when I watch AEW now. Like it does nothing for me every time I watch it. So I might start doing, if I have a GM who's going to sign Reimer and Patrick Kane in one off season. I don't know.
Oh, I forgot about Reimer. Yeah, I guess that's a precedent, Matt. Maybe we are going to sign Patrick Kane.
All right. Why am I getting work emails at 8:43? Oh man,
it's time to hang them up.
All right, thanks for coming aboard, guys. We missed you. We'll be back on a regular schedule now, so we can get deeper into training camp and all that fun stuff. And I don't know. Maybe I'll do some work from home during the training camp so I can watch all those fun games. I do enjoy those.
Just start thinking about it because the draft guide's already coming out. If you guys are serious about doing letting Matt cheat and win the league again at fantasy hockey when he changed the rules in the last week, we'll try to make sure he doesn't cheat again. But since he magically won by 1 point. Yeah. But yeah, that was fun, and then see if we can get something together.
Yeah, we have 14 people watching, so there's at least 16 people we can get in this league, and then I can expand the playoffs again. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you later. JB, you can join our league. Absolutely.
Yes.
We'll give the deets once I make the league official again. Toodles.